Well, my friends, we did it. It was a long journey, and I finally accomplished it. I took the task of araxiuming 5 carbines and finally received my reward. At last, the road to the Fortuna comes to an end, and I want to thank everyone for watching this weapon review series, and I especially want to thank you all for your patience. I know most of you have been waiting for this review for an extremely long time, and finally, it's here. Also, please stick around for some announcements at the end of this video, and with that being said, hello my fellow Raxians, my name is LinkFrost, and welcome to the 6th and final part of Road to the Fortuna. The last weapon we reviewed before unlocking the Fortuna was the Gauss Compact S, and if you haven't seen that yet, then please click here to watch it. Now today, we'll be reviewing the 19A Fortuna carbine, a directive weapon based off of a heavily modified version of the default AF-19 Mercenary. Araxis Firearms launched the Fortuna Mercenary for the discerning soldier of fortune that prefers close quarters combat without having to give up their shotgun. When the new conglomerate sends you this weapon, it comes packaged with pre-equipped attachments that cannot be taken off. The only attachments you have freedom to are scope options. However, these attachments make the Fortuna pack an extremely huge punch up close, more so than the Mercenary can. Since the Fortuna is directly based off of the NC's default carbine, I'm going to be comparing the two side by side. I'll be giving you the statistics of both carbines, my recommended playstyles, tips, and giving you my personal opinion if the 19A Fortuna was worth it. In order to unlock this weapon, you'll need to complete the Master Tier Tree Directive for carbines. To do this, you must araxium 5 different carbines, and upon completion, you'll be awarded a bunch of directive points, a shiny banner, and the 19A Fortuna. This is also the exact same way to unlock the other directive carbines for the different factions, which are the Track Shot for the Terran Republic and the Eclipse VE-3A for the Vanu Sovereignty. Before we take a look at the statistics of the Fortuna, it's necessary that we take a look at the attachments it comes with, since they do affect the weapon. The first attachment is the laser sight. Although the Fortuna does not appear to have a laser sight, it does have the benefits of one, which makes the hipfire cone of fire smaller and more accurate than the Mercenaries. The next attachment is soft point ammunition, increasing the maximum damage range, but also slightly decreasing the muzzle velocity. The last attachment, which I consider to be the most valuable and most noticeable and most fun of the gun, is the
Howdy y'all, Shotgun McGee here. Today we're going to be looking at the 19A Fortuna. More specifically, the Underbarrel shotgun for the Fortuna. Why waste your time listening to that guy when you can listen to me, the shotgun expert? That's why I killed him with a shotgun. Also, my favorite meme is this one. So the 19A Fortuna is the best carbine, simply because it comes with a shotgun. It's got 4 shells, 1 in the chamber, and 3 in the reserve. Each shell shoots 10 bullets, each dealing 130 damage up to 8 meters, and falling up to 50 damage at 18 meters. Its reload speed is 3 seconds. To use, simply press the gear slot, 1 key to toggle the shotgun, but there's no reason why it should be toggled off. Aiming down the sights will increase the cone of fire accuracy, deals enough damage to one-shot someone up close. Thanks for listening. Remember, shotguns are the best because it fires many bullets. I araxium my Fortuna just by using the Underbarrel.
Wow, I didn't know the legends of Shotgun McGee were true. He araxiumed his Fortuna just from the Underbarrel shotgun alone. Well, he made my life a little easier by explaining the Underbarrel shotgun for me, and now that we finished with all the attachments, we are going to be taking a look at the Fortuna statistics and compare it directly with its default counterpart, the Mercenary. The 19A Fortuna fires at 600 rounds per minute flat, roughly 10 bullets per second, which is identical to the Mercenary's rate of fire. The Mercenary's damage model is 167 damage at 10 meters and then falls off to 125 damage at 70 meters, but due to soft point ammo, the Fortuna comes out on top, dealing 167 damage up to 15 meters, and then begins to fall off to 125 damage at 70 meters. This translates to a 6-shot kill up close, a 7-shot kill up till around 45 meters, and an 8-shot kill beyond 46 meters. If you are within maximum damage range, then it's a 3-shot headshot kill, but anything beyond the maximum damage range will require 4 headshots to kill. On screen you can see the theoretical time to kill. So what the Fortuna has over the Mercenary in this case is that it still does its maximum damage a little more farther away than the Mercenary can. This is because of the soft point ammunition attachment, which can greatly help in close quarter situations, but the downside to soft point ammo is its reduced bullet velocity. The Fortuna's bullets travel at 475 meters per second due to the attachment, while the Mercenary enjoys a slightly faster 500 meters per second bullet velocity. Both weapons have identical reload speeds at 1.8 seconds short and 2.75 seconds long. Try your best to avoid a long reload, because it's almost a second longer than the short reload, and that could mean the difference between another kill or being sent back to the redeployment screen. They also share the same default ammo pool of 180 rounds, and each magazine can carry up to 30 bullets. Thanks to the laser sight benefits, the Fortuna has better hipfire accuracy by default. And finally, both weapons can fire fully automatically as well as semi-automatically, but why would you want to fire it in semi-auto? Well, if you really wanted to, then go ahead. Now it's time to take a look at recoil statistics, and both guns actually share the same recoil values. Pretty fancy, huh? So first, the recoil travels up with even left and right deviations. So to compensate, pulling down could be your best bet, but sometimes you'll also have to compensate for the left or right pull. Otherwise, managing recoil is fairly easy. The horizontal recoil value is 0.175 degrees and the vertical recoil value is 0.4 degrees. Horizontal tolerance for both weapons is 0.45. The first shot recoil multiplier is 1.75 times, meaning the first shot in every burst will kick 1.75 times harder. However, even though these carbines do share the same recoil values, it's possible to only modify the Mercenaries with a forward grip, making recoil management with that gun easier than the Fortuna, since it can't equip the forward grip in favor of the shotgun. So that's something to keep in mind. In parentheses, you will see the changes in values when equipping the forward grip on the Mercenary. And finally, both weapons will have you move at 50% of your normal walking speed when aiming down sights. For cone of fire, they have the same ADS values but different hipfire values because of the Fortuna's laser sight benefits. They also share the same bloom values for both firing from the hip and while aiming. It's a lot of information to talk about, so please look at the screen and pause if you have to. Here's something to note though. The Mercenary can equip a laser sight, which will make the hipfire values identical, but doing so you'll lose on the benefits of a forward grip. As for customization, again, only the sights can be changed, but you do have access to 1x through 4x optics, including the heat-seeking night vision scope. So here's a question that most of you should be thinking of. What are the reasons that would make me want to choose the Fortuna over the Mercenary? To sum it up, the pros are that you deal more max damage a little further, as well as better hipfire accuracy to further assist in close quarters, and you get that Underbarrel shotgun. But the cons are that your bullet speed is a little slower, and you lose out on a forward grip attachment, which limits the Fortuna to a close to medium close range weapon, whereas the Mercenary is a medium range all-arounder. With the Fortuna, you're gonna have a harder time with enemies from a distance, but will have an easier time with them if you're up close. This is why I recommend fighting in close quarters with this gun, and also why I recommend a 1x reflex. But if you can manage the recoil well, then go ahead and put on a 2x reflex, but I don't recommend the 3 or 4x optics. Now onto tips. The first tip is to try your best to fight between 11 and 15 meters of opponents. That might sound a little bit strange, but hear me out. The Fortuna will still do its max damage of 167 at that range, which means it's still a 6-shot kill. Other weapons you usually will go up against typically don't have access to soft point ammo, and the damage begins to drop off around 11 meters like the Mercenary. This may sound a bit confusing, so here's an example. Imagine two NC dudes are pissed off at each other for whatever reason and they decide to open fire. So picture one with the Fortuna and the other with the Mercenary. And they are standing 13 meters apart from each other. Since the Mercenary will lose its maximum damage after 10 meters, it becomes a 7-shot kill at that range. So, theoretically, if both soldiers were to fire at each other at the exact same time, the one with the Fortuna would reign supreme, because his gun still does its maximum damage at the distance they are firing. So the reason why you should fight between 11 and 15 meters is that usually the gun your opponent is wielding will most likely require an additional shot to kill you due to the damage drop-off. Take advantage of the hipfire accuracy. One difference I noticed between my playstyles when using the Fortuna compared to the Mercenary is that I hipfired a whole lot more, and I suggest that you do too. In strafe while you hipfire so that your opponent has a harder time tracking you. The hipfire cone of fire is tight enough to land a couple of sweet headshots. Speaking of headshots, aim for the head. It will benefit your kill count and your ammo reserves. Also, if you are out of range of hipfiring, aim down sights and aim for the head. Now let's dive into tips for the Underbarrel shotgun. First, if you're engaging a group of enemies, use it to kill someone who isn't paying attention. It will take them out easily provided you aim the circle at them, and that's one less problem you have to worry about. Next is to take cover when you are reloading this thing. It takes longer to reload this than a fresh new magazine in the Fortuna, so if you're caught with your pants down, your opponent will have just enough time to take a picture of you in your undies, post it to Araxisgram, and then kill you. Now here's what I consider the most important tip. Think of the Underbarrel shotgun as another fallback weapon, aka a second pistol. If your Fortuna runs dry, the time it takes to switch to the shotgun and to switch to your pistol is pretty much the same. So, if someone is in your face when your magazine is empty, switch to the shotgun before your pistol. Also, aiming down sights with the shotgun could net you some kills from surprising distances. I'm not talking about 100-meter distance, but if you are feeling confident, fire away, but always be prepared in case the shotgun doesn't kill. This counts for any target at any range. Now for which class to use this carbine on, they all have their pros and cons. The pros to use it on the light assault is that your jetpacks will help you navigate bases and catch enemies off guard, and you can find some surprising hiding spots to spook your enemies with the shotgun. But the downside to running it on light assault is that you can't have unlimited magazines or shotgun shells, whereas the engineer doesn't have to worry about that. So it's all up to you. Do you want better killing potential, or do you want unlimited ammo? Even so, this gun works great with whatever class you choose to run it with. For my opinion on this weapon, it's a very fun gun. It's great for close quarters, but the lack of a forward grip makes you want to stay away from medium ranges. But in a nutshell, it's basically just the Mercenary with an Underbarrel shotgun. Now I can't speak for the Terran Republic because I don't own the track shot, but the track shot just seems like the track 5 with an Underbarrel shotgun. But the Eclipse, oh no, it's not just a Solstice with an Underbarrel shotgun. It's a Solstice with that and unlimited ammo. My point is there's no unique mechanic for the Fortuna or the track shot or any directive weapon for the NC or the TR. And by the way, the Butcher's increased rate of fire doesn't count because it's barely noticeable. But for the Eclipse and other Vanu directive weapons, they enjoy a heat mechanic. If any devs are watching, I know I speak for a lot of people out there when I say we want something unique for our directive weapons too, so please fulfill our needs. So now for the grand finale in a form of a question. I Araxiumed 5 carbines to get the Fortuna, and I just got my Araxium medal on it. So, was the grind for the Fortuna worth it? Well, it's hard to say, because the whole Mercenary with the shotgun thing kind of makes you feel like, that's it? So I came up with a couple of answers. If you love the Mercenary like I do, or you're a dedicated player, then grind it out because it's a fun gun. However, it doesn't feel fresh and original or like a great enough reward for all the time, effort, and accomplishments you achieved to unlock this gun. So I would recommend you stay away from it if you aren't that dedicated to the game, as it could waste your time from using other weapons and doing other things you enjoy. I must say that I do enjoy this weapon, so I will come back to it, and it's probably going to be my go-to carbine for the new conglomerate. But keep in mind that this is a modified version of my favorite carbine, so if you don't enjoy the Mercenary, you definitely won't enjoy this. Well, my fellow Araxians, the journey has officially come to an end. I Araxiumed and reviewed the Mercenary, the Bandit, the GD7F, the NS11C, and the Gauss Compact S to unlock Araxium and review the 19A Fortuna. Thank you all so much for watching, as well as waiting for the release of this video. I have tried my absolute freaking hardest to make this review as best as possible. I also want to thank HP McDougal and RiverEagles for helping me with the little cinematic bits in this video, Energy One for helping spread the word of the series, and finally Joshino, who was so kind enough to collaborate with me in this video by playing my personal favorite character of his, Shotgun McGee. All their information will be linked down below, so please check them out. Once again, thank you everyone who helped me and for watching. And now, here are some bits of news for everyone. So some of you are telling me, hey, there's still other NC carbines for you to review, and I've come up with a solution. After this video, I'm going to be working on a complete NC carbine overview, which is basically mini reviews for every single carbine created for the conglomerate. This will include guns I reviewed as well as the ones I haven't. This doesn't mean that I won't review these guns in the future though. It will also serve as a new player's guide to selecting their carbine of choice for the NC. Also, I've started an official LinkFrost Gaming Twitter account, so click the link in the description to follow me. It would be greatly appreciated. Or you can tweet at me at LinkFrost Gaming. I'll post a variety of things there. And for the final announcement, I also have another passion like how I do for gaming. Some of you might not know this about me, but I love Transformers ever since I was a kid, and I've become an active collector to this day. So I'm going to start a new YouTube channel dedicated to Transformers called LinkFrostimus. That's so original. If you're interested, click here or check the link in the description to subscribe to that channel, but don't worry, it doesn't mean it will be the end of LinkFrost Gaming. And that is all I have to say. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then leaving a like would be greatly appreciated. If you are new and want to stay up to date with all the content I'll post, then please subscribe to my channel. And as for upcoming content, you have the NC Carbine overview to look forward to, as well as other content for PlanetSide 2, as well as other games. Stay frosty, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.